Okay, back with you on the Bronx Buzz. We're doing our favorite things. We had sports in the first segment, and now we have music in the second segment. And I am just thrilled for a number of reasons to have Matt Sanchez back with us. Matt is a up and coming Bronx musician, and there's a reason that we're featuring him this evening. Nice to be back with you, Matt.
Love, pleasure.
For people who weren't with us the last time you were on the show, let's just get a little background. You're a Sound View guy, a Bronx guy. Talk to me about music and making music and when you started and why you started and what your inspirations are. Let's get to the background.
Yeah, started making music out of love of poetry. My background in music is hip hop and pop, and you know, my mother was a big supporter of everything that I was doing, and in a way, I'm kind of doing music to have her live through it, and also to inspire people.
It's so hard for me when I hear young Bronx musicians to divorce ourselves from our legacy, our Bronx legacy. Can I just make the assumption that it's important to you that this really is our music, that hip hop is our music? There's nobody who could deny that it was invented here. And that's part of what the inspiration is.
Yeah. The culture, man. There's a lot of there's just like, especially with the Hispanic neighborhoods. I grew up in a Puerto Rican family. So yeah, hip hop is originated in Bronx.
Mhm. Talk to me about your development. I mean, spoken word. I get it. You have something to say. I mean, I put it on the list of all the young Bronxites who play music that I know. This is what inspires them. But talk to me about when you realize, well, wait a minute. This is not just a hobby that I want to do. This is not just me reading a poem that I kind of wrote and has a little rhythm to it. That you said, you know what, I want to make the transition from that into really doing it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with the people that I was surrounded by. I was initially just making songs just to make songs, and then my manager David Capers was just like, "Hey, you should take this a lot more serious. Like, you're actually very talented." And I saw it as a dream, and surrounded myself with people who can make that dream happen for me. And they cultivated me. They made me a better artist. Forced me into situations that were uncomfortable musically, but in the end, it ended up making something really dope.
Oh, you know that I'm going to follow that up. What was it that that made you uncomfortable that you figured out how to master? That is a very leading question, and it's a fundamental thing for artists because if we all could wake up and be Picasso, well, then that would be easy. But there's always a challenge. Talk to me about the challenge that you overcame.
Yeah, the challenge was singing. Um, that wasn't something I had done before we had written the song that we wrote for tonight. And I was doing hip hop, rap, that sort of lane. And I didn't want to do it at all. I was not with it. I was disagreeing. I was very adamant about it, very stubborn. And it took a lot of persuasion. But eventually, I gave in and sort of just did what the team wanted. And it ended up turning out to be something really great.
One of the things that's most inspirational to me about what you've presented is people backed you and people behind you. And, in the Bronx, maybe you don't work alone. And if you can come up with people who we emphasize community, people working together. I mean, this is our culture. This is who we are. I guess you are as good an example of that as any. People really had faith in you to get you to this point.
Yeah, yeah. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Let's talk about he mentioned Matt mentioned the word tonight. We're only seeing a clip of this video now. It makes it grabs you. It's got rhythm. Just talk to me about that track, and then we'll talk about the creation of the video, and then we're going to see a short clip of the video that's going to be out at the end of the month.
Yeah, tonight is a pop song that hopefully moves people to move and dance and groove, but it also talks about the real realities of life, and things can get hard. And in the song, we want the music to heal your soul and let it groove you. And so you can see the video on YouTube or my Instagram page at Matt Sanchez Music. And yeah.
All right, so we're going to show a clip now. Okay, I don't want to brag and I don't want to make an assumption. This is the first time it's being shown anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so here it is. It's only a clip now. We're only going to get a short clip, but
Yeah.
this is a sample of Tonight by Matt Sanchez. How appropriate. This Bronx guy from Soundview is doing the world premiere on the Bronx Buzz on BronxNet Television tonight. Let her rip.
Two nights tonight, we're gon' party and we're never stopping, even if we want it. Two nights tonight, we're gonna party until the morning, till the crack of dawning. Two nights tonight, take your problems and get them over. No more worry, no more worry. Tonight, throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is the night. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is your night.
All right, so I give it a little bit of applause, and I hope my producer Rebecca Hemick said to me, "I'm already humming the thing. I've been humming it all day, so it's got a hook." Um, Talk to me about the creation of a video. So now here's a guy who told us that he wanted to do poems, he wanted to do spoken word, and then they said you got to do music, and then if you're going to do music, we got to make a video. Talk to me about that transition from just the music into making a video.
Yeah. So the team was very excited about the song, and we contacted a guy named Ariel Danzinger, and we were just like, hey, this is the track. This is what we want to do. Would you be on board with helping us out? And he heard the song and was just blown away by it. And we went down to Miami and shot the music video in Miami, and it was the most amazing experience, but also the most humbling and rewarding at the same time. I think working with the people that were involved with the project, working with the cast, with Danny, Jada, and Kat. All of them were just really stoked. The energy was really great, and we got to create something really beautiful.
How this is really interesting to me. How much input did you have in the video, or was the thing created and they said, Matt, do this, do this, do this, or was it like, this is my vision, this is what I want to see, or was it a combination?
No, I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I had some say in what I could wear. Those little things, as far as direction and storyline. I think Ariel is just amazing at what he does. And, we kind of just gave him, the responsibility to come up with the creative direction for it. And, he did an amazing job.
There are lessons, and I know you want to inspire Bronx people and other young Bronxites, boys or girls, men or women who want to do this. I'm going to go back to something that I said earlier. You put together a team, and in the Bronx, we have a lot of people with a lot of different skills. The fact that you were fortunate to find people who, shared your vision, but it's a great way to go. And I think the product is the proof of that. Let's talk a little bit about the future. People say that, the first song is the easiest one because that's the one you created. Now you got to come up with more. Are there more tracks going to come out? Do you have them already? Are you sitting there trying to figure it out? Where are we at for the next? I don't want to push you too far, but for the next couple of steps of what you're working on.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of songs. The thing about it all is, writing has not been an issue for me. I've been mentored by some really amazing people. Shout out to Urban Word NYC, which is a big part of why I'm able to do, why I'm doing creatively. They help nurture me and guide me. Chanel Gabriel, she was my writing mentor. And writing songs is not an issue. We finished the project that is to come. So, I'm sure you guys will be excited when we release the songs.
I will be. So that's true. Yes, you're sure, and that's actually true. I want to do one more thing, which I've asked numerous artists, and I'm talking about painters, I'm talking about musicians, all different people, even people who play sports. What about the culture of the Bronx, life in the Bronx, the way we live, the way we're brought up, our neighborhoods? What about that? Because you talked about it, you suggested it inspires you. What about that life really makes this work move forward?
Yeah, I think it's just the grit of growing up in the Bronx. You know, a lot of kids, especially children of color, we grow up in neighborhoods where it's not the best, maybe economically or financially. Your family is just struggling. You have maybe a mother, single mother who's working two jobs trying to pay the rent, or we grow up without fathers in the home. This is a pattern in communities in the Bronx, and in some neighborhoods there isn't a lot of funding. So for athletes, they go outside and play on courts that are broken down and that have cracks in the floor and no nets on the court. You have artists that unfortunately don't have funding in their schools and can't get music lessons. And I think that not having that constant need of just feeling like there's this chip on your shoulder. I feel like the kids that come from the Bronx creatively go on to do amazing things because they've already faced so much as kids.
You said it better than I ever could. It's not always pretty, is what I'm going to summarize it with. But of course, my long experience doing television in the Bronx and interviewing people like you, but we have so much soul, man. We have so much
Yeah.
happening, and it inspires me every day to do what I do because I talk to Bronxites like you all the time, and it makes me say, yeah, let's how who we are as people shines through all that stuff. I get it. Listen, Matt Sanchez, tonight, it's coming out April 30th. You're going to see it on Instagram. You can see it on YouTube. We have a permanent friend here on the BronxNet and the Bronx Buzz. And every time he's got something, you're going to tune in and we're going to be able to share it and celebrate it and wish you the best of luck, man. Just keep going. Keep doing it.
Oh, always, always. Thank you for having me again.
Great. Thanks to our buddy Howie Carpin talking sports and Matt Sanchez making music in the BX. And on Bronx Talk this week, we're going to talk about housing. Just the stuff Matt was talking about. We're going to get into the nitty gritty. So we'll see you then. Thanks to Rebecca, our producer. Our interns this evening are Christine and Jalen. And we'll see you next week.